Hello there, my crypto bit brothers and sisters. This here's old Bulldog Rod, and I'm feeling up to snuff because of all you good fellers out there wishing me and praying for me. I thank you so much. And look over here, here's Papa Ron in the flesh. Man,
in the house. Papa Ron is in the house.
Man, Ron is in the house. There you go. I like that better. Ron is in the house. I'm going to start saying that.
Well, we're glad you're feeling better, Rod.
Yeah. Hey, God, I turned on my computer this morning. That Bitcoin is just going bonkers, man. Of course, I'm kind of glad it goes bonkers. Makes more money for me, man. I'm glad I've been sitting on this stuff.
Yeah, I know. Okay, so here we have CoinMarketCap up, Rod.
Yeah.
13.2.
That's unbelievable.
Are we having a Merry Christmas or what?
Hey, I'm having a great Christmas this year. I may be able to buy me a hot dog or something.
But folks, Rod gets excited over nothing, doesn't he?
Yeah, this ain't nothing, man.
No.
This stuff's good.
Yeah, it is. And look at, I've been really surprised about IOTA. Now, it was up like 60-70% earlier this morning. In just a few days, this coin has doubled. Maybe 3 or 4 days. But anyway, we want to talk about Bitcoin price again because, Rod and I both have the feeling that 2018, this thing is going to explode. Coinbase is saying that there's 50 to 100,000 people a day signing up on that exchange. The awareness is finally getting out there, so people are aware of it. So the thing is we believe it's going up, and 2008 is going to be nuts. But there's some things that are coming that I'm kind of a little, I don't want to say concerned, but I'm questioning. So that's kind of the topic of this. Yeah, I know you're not, but but before we get into that, there's a couple interesting articles that we want to cover real quick.
Oh, this is really cool.
We talked the other day about one company getting into the ATM machine business in the United States, and they're going to convert a good slug of the ATMs over to Bitcoin and crypto. Mm-hmm. But this article is different because it's saying just in Atlanta, in Georgia, there's now over 100 Bitcoin ATMs, Rod. Think about that.
Just think about this, man. The South has finally got a hold of Bitcoin, and they're going to town. They're going to beat them Yankees, man. I'm teasing, folks.
Yeah. But just for one state, I mean, that's in Utah here, I think we only have 3 ATMs. And so to take a state like that with over 100, I mean, that's awareness. That's
in just one city. It says Atlanta, right?
I think it gives a map down here of Atlanta, but no, I think it's 100 for the state. Right here, 18 of them are going to Atlanta.
Oh my gosh, look at that.
20 new units to Georgia's current Bitcoin ATM network. Anyway, that's exciting stuff.
That is exciting. I tell you, people are becoming aware. That's how come, we always said, Ron, that the more and more people get into this, the higher that price is going to go. And look at it. That's so true.
Yeah, it is. It is. And we're going to get into that. But here you have Japan, too, who has 11 cryptocurrency exchanges in Japan. And it was last April they made it a national currency. Talk about a country that has grabbed hold of this thing. Yep. But this article says they're expanding to 4 more exchanges here. They just approved 4 more. Wow. So you can see the growth in Japan is doing quite well too.
Sure is.
Again, just to refresh what we said, not on these 2 articles, but Rod and I believe that the awareness is increasing, the price is going up, but there's some things happening in the relatively short time frame that we're wondering about, at least I am. And here's one article that got me, this CBOE, and this is a an exchange in, where is that, Rod?
Chicago Market Exchange.
No, that's the CME. The CME is opening up futures trading on the 18th of this month, so in about another 12 days. But this company, this CBOE, kind of, and they're a rival of the Chicago Merchant Exchange, they're going to jump it, and they're opening up on the 10th, which is only 4 more days. They're going to start trading futures. They're going to start betting on Bitcoin.
Yeah, but isn't it betting that it won't succeed?
Well, the article starts here that Bitcoin's red hot right now, and they're just going to toss gas on it, which means they think that by being able to trade and bring all this money that's been waiting on the sidelines into the market, into this industry, that the price will go up.
Yeah, but let me ask you something. Is that when you bet on futures, don't you bet with fiat money and not Bitcoin?
No, they actually, yeah, they
Because
actually don't.
When you bet on pork belly, you don't bet on it with anything but cash.
Well, that's
you don't
right.
Bet on it with wheat or anything.
But I'm
same
not
thing with wheat or oils or any of that stuff. It's all with fiat money. So if it comes to fiat money, it seems to me it wouldn't affect Bitcoin.
Well, you're correct. They're not actually coming in and buying the physical item. They're not buying the pork bellies physically. They're not buying Bitcoin, and that's been part of the problem for these big financiers, these big money men, to go to a regular exchange like Coinbase, or they're limited on the amount they can buy to actually get involved. Now, we did mention before that Coinbase has opened a new exchange. It's a $10 million buy-in. It's $100,000 just to set up the account. It's out of New York. They're providing ways now for these big money men to get involved. And it's same with hedge funds. There's people, these hedge fund managers, they want to get involved with crypto. They see the growth that's just been phenomenal, but there's been no practical way to get in. They're not going to get into Polynex and buy 5 Bitcoins. They want to drop some major money. So now we know that the Securities Exchange has turned down all the applications to have these start being traded on as an exchange on the Securities Exchange Commissions. One was by the Winklehouse. Sorry. It's 2 twins who are now billionaires in the Bitcoin world. They went against Mark Sluppenberg. Oh man, I hate to destroy people's names like this. They went against Facebook and said we were the original people that thought of that, and Mark took our idea. And they settled out of court, and I think I don't know how many millions, but they dumped a lot of their money into Bitcoin back then, and it was almost nothing. So they're now they're the first billionaires within Bitcoin. These Winklehouse twins. They started the Gemini Exchange. I mean, these guys are serious players in this industry. Well, they've petitioned and put an application in for the SEC to start trading Bitcoin on the exchanges. They've been turned down. But now these derivatives future contracts, they haven't approved it. This is a different thing. So by having these futures traded like at the Chicago Mercantile Exchange and so on, I guess the SEC will kind of be forced to accept something in the future. I don't want to get sidetracked with that. My point is that this article here is saying that when this thing opens on the 10th and this money starts pouring in from the sidelines, that it's going to raise the price.
Raise the price of Bitcoin.
Yeah, that
our cryptocurrency.
Yeah, and we made the comment just a few videos ago that this actually brings legitimacy to it. It makes all the big money men think that, yeah, it is a safe thing. It's now within our sandbox is how we can bet on it. So we're going to jump into it. And that's one of the point that I want to get to, Rod, at least for my perspective. That right now Bitcoin is pretty much decentralized, and it's the market and the price is based on a real market, meaning how many people want to buy it, how many people want to sell it, and that drives the price either up or down. If you have more people selling than buyers, it's going to drop the price. If you have more buyers than sellers, the price is going up. So right now it's been pretty much a true market, and the price of 13.2 reflects that. And it'll keep going up. So now you get these big finance guys, and they want to start playing Bitcoin ball in their arena instead of in this decentralized arena. So you're going to have two different places playing with this Bitcoin price. The guys in the other sandbox, they don't have to buy the Bitcoin. They just say, "Hey, I'm gonna bet on it that the price is going down, and I'm gonna bet $20 million." Well, at one point, that price or those bets are going to affect the real ball game over here, the real market. And this next article kind of, as I read both these, see, one of the biggest shorting opportunities ever, hedge funds ready to bet against Bitcoin. Now, we know all Jamie Dimon and all the finance guys and the bankers, they're all saying it's in a bubble and it's just waiting to pop. And if that's the case, why have an interest in it then? If they think that the market is going to take this price down, why are they so concerned about it? But now that the ball game's going to be played in their sandbox, over in their field, yeah, now they're going to dump millions of dollars into it because they're going to bet that it is going to go down.
Well, you know what the problem is, Ron? It does go down. It goes down and then it pops back up. So anytime it goes down, they're going to say, "Hey, look here, we're getting our money out." But it doesn't affect Bitcoin, I wouldn't think. I don't know too much about financing, and how things work, but I don't think it'll affect it at all. I know it affects pork belly, but pork bellies and stuff are directly affected by the money market. But this is a free, or supposed to be decentralized, the Bitcoin. How's this gonna bring this in?
Well, I don't know exactly either, but yeah, right now it is a free market, just like I explained, buyers and sellers. But now you got these guys on the sidelines that are placing bets, huge bets, that the price is going to drop. Do you not think that all that money in there? Do you think they're going to risk losing any of that money on their bets? No.
Well, yeah, they do. They do risk their money.
They risk it, but that's how come what?
They can't control it. They can't control it. It's going to go up, and they're going to lose money.
All right, and respectfully, I see your position, but respectfully, I think they can control it some, is my point. And that's all the futures contracts, whether it be gas, oil, wheat, pork bellies. The reason they're all betting on these...
They're all affected by fiat. We're not affected by fiat. And I say we because we're part of the crypto community. We're not affected by fiat money.
Well, what's the difference between a Bitcoin and a bushel of wheat? Why is one purchased with fiat and the other's not? Sure it is.
Because Bitcoin is, well, we have to buy it with fiat, granted, but it goes up because people get involved in it. And this could help Bitcoin even go up even more.
Well, that's what they're saying. Yeah, they're saying it really could. It just depends on where these big money men want to place their bets.
You just got to keep remembering the Metcalf law, where the more people get in, it's just naturally going to go up.
Okay, and your point is valid, and I agree with it. And maybe these future contracts bets won't affect the true market, because maybe there's enough people coming into this and enough people wanting to get involved that's going to take precedent over these guys on the sidelines that are placing bets either for it or against it. And that's true too, but I guess what I'm saying is you look at all the other futures, gas, oil, wheat, all that stuff. I think they get involved with this because it does give them and government some type of control over the price. And
well,
again,
let me tell you something. This is the way I feel. If they have control over it and it starts affecting it, guess what? I'm getting out of Bitcoin, getting into something else that's going to have free. It's going to have free. Maybe one of those other coins that are totally decentralized. I don't know.
Well, right, but where does it stop? Let's say they start controlling it. I mean, does it stop with Litecoin and then Ethereum and then Ripple? I mean, and I'm not saying this is going to happen. I'm just trying to wrap my head around.
You're trying to be the devil's advocate. That's what you're trying to do.
Yeah, and wrap my head around why all of a sudden do these guys want to get involved? If they want to get involved, what's that?
Because there's money to be made.
Bingo. You're exactly right. So if the majority of them come in and bet against Bitcoin going up, you don't think they're going to do everything in their power to drive that price down so they profit on those futures contracts? You bet they will.
Well, if they buy more, the only way they could do it is if they buy a whole bunch and then hold it.
Well, they'll hold it to the length of the contract, but I think on futures, all of them bail out before that deadline hits. Anyway, they have more.
And then when they bail out, all that money goes back. All the Bitcoins go back into the market. Prices go way down. Then all of a sudden it starts to get, because it frees up some Bitcoin for people to buy.
Okay. And folks, we want to hear your thoughts on this too, because we haven't got this nailed. We're just kind of saying, hey, here's some possibilities. Matter of fact, look at this article here. It says right here, Rod, talking about the instrument of this futures contracts, what they're going to do. Having this instrument that makes it easier to short, meaning drive the price down. Short might be the... I'm sorry, I shouldn't... The instrument that makes it easier to short might keep the Bitcoin price a little closer to reality. Well, what do you mean a little closer to reality? The reality is where it's at today at $13,200. That's the real price. So you can tell right there from that sentence, this guy's saying we can affect the price and we can manipulate it. We're going to bring it to where it should be. Again, I'm not upset.
Well, $1,000 like they do gold?
Bingo again, exactly. You don't think they manipulate the silver and gold?
Yeah, they do.
Sure they do. They keep them down.
Fiat.
It's been proven.
It's fiat. Because it's all based on fiat. Bitcoin and the cryptocurrency are not based on fiat.
I don't know. If they're buying it with fiat, it's based on it, isn't it?
Well, anyway, sometimes they don't buy it with. Well, you have to start off with fiat, but the rest of the time you don't have to. If you get Bitcoin that jumps to 13, they buy Ethereum with Bitcoin.
Well, Rob, I don't know. We're going to discuss this some more after we turn this channel off, and I'm going to give you a real wake-up call.
I need one. I've been sleeping all day, man.
I'm just funning you.
I know.
Folks, we just wanted to point out that I'm not sure where this thing's going. Yeah, I think in the long run, Bitcoin is going up. If you're not involved in it, get involved. I think, honestly, next year we're not going to be able to afford to buy this stuff.
Yeah, we can. We can always afford $50.
You can afford $50, and you can buy a sliver. But a sliver of $80,000 Bitcoin isn't very much.
Hey, it's more than a bank would give you for $50 putting in.
That's exactly right.
You know?
My point being,
anything you put into it would be worth it.
That's correct. But my point was going to be that just like we were hoping we'd have bought more back in May. Hold on. It's my turn, brother. Just like we would have wished we'd have bought more back in May, come May next year, we're going to wish we'd have bought more this month.
Well, that's true.
Yeah.
So we might as well put your $50 in. You just want to be a millionaire. Me, I just want to have a couple thousand, you know.
Okay. And you're already set. You might as well retire.
I am.
I know.
That's the reason why I can't buy a whole bunch at a time. Yeah. I just buy a little bit. But, you know, even that little bit has gone up like crazy, man. It's been awesome.
It's been great. Folks, I hope we just wanted to throw both sides of this in there. Thanks for listening. Get involved. Get involved. It's not too late.
You can't do any better than that. And also give us a thumbs up, please. We need those thumbs up. It helps us with our YouTube channel and getting some extra money to help us do all these videos. We appreciate you, appreciate your comments, and God bless.